Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another BGA panel. So today we're joined by Jamie and Vincent, and today moderator is going to be Louise from the BGA. We're going to be discussing native tokens or NFTs for games. And before we do so, we're going to tell you a bit more what the BGA is, what we do, and how you can join as a member. So Louise, stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Serena. Well, for anyone who's new with us today, thank you for being here. Hope you like this event, and make sure to follow us on social media as well, because we usually do organize weekly events around these topics. So what is the BGA, or the Blockchain Game Alliance? The BGA is an organization committed to promoting blockchain within the game industry. Our goal is to spread awareness about blockchain technologies and to encourage the adoption by highlighting their potential to foster new ways to create, publish, play, and build strong communities around games. We're also strong advocates for diversity and more inclusivity of women in the industry. The BGA also provides an open forum for individuals and companies to share knowledge, collaborate, create common standards, establish best practices, and to network as well. So these are some of the core activities that we usually organize. Some networking spaces, research and reporting, representing blockchain game companies, and advocating for blockchain within the game industry. So thank you very much to all our sponsors, which grow very fast every month, luckily. So thank you very much to Enter Interactive, Boson Protocol, Non-Fungible Corporation, Ubisoft, Tesos, Triumph X, Anarchy, Illuvium, Star Atlas, Digital Entertainment Asset, Autonomous Worlds, Vulcan Forged, Game Exchange, Consensus, Gamer Hash, Next Type Foundation, Polygon, Animoca Brands, Fear, Polkadot, Gameloft, Drops, YooShi, HackerNoon, The Cryptomon Company, DabRaider, Chromia, Algorand, Splinterlands, Sushi, Dacoco, DNA Cat, GIF Games, Cartesi, AMD, Simplex, Starmon, Contribute, NFTB, Bitcraft Ventures, Fracture Labs, RCT AI, Dogami, Kardashian, Chain Guardians, OWB Software Limited, G2A, BlockRock Capital, Tevaera, PT Metaverse, Indo Jaya, Unix Gaming, Immutable, VEmpire DAO, Win.com, Super Evil Megacorp, Criterion VC, Meta Game Hub DAO, Binance NFT, Gems, Meta Knights NFT, Cathion Gaming, Aurori, Mobux, Decentral Games, Fight Universe, Tilting Point, Mythical Games, Wax, Addictive, and Corpo. Hopefully, I didn't leave anyone behind, but thank you very much to all of you. Also, thank you very much to all our members that are companies that rank among games and gaming companies, chains and protocols, developer solutions, esports, press and media, and of course many others among the industry. These are some of the events that we usually host. As I was telling you, we try to do weekly events. So follow us to keep track of what we usually organize. We usually host interviews with industry leaders and video game executives, workshops on several thematics, collecting NFT series, new members presentations, women inclusive dedicated events, free speaking opportunities and conferences, and the demo days that are usually monthly events. So without further ado, let's start with today's panel. But first, I will give Vincent and Jamie a couple of minutes for them to introduce themselves. So in this order, maybe Vincent, can you tell us a little bit more of you first?
Hey guys. Good to be here and to introduce our platform of YooShi. And well, for a briefly description of YooShi, is more like a gamepad. We do like three main parts. So the first part is the YooShi gamepad, which is basically our official website, and we have incubated both two games. One is called DNA Cat, another is Starmons. So the games that incubated by YooShi will post on our gamepad. So that's the first part. The second part about YooShi is the YooShi Labs, which is helping those games projectors to launch on blockchain. So DNA X Cat is a really traditional IP. It has been over 15 years, but it was a traditional game. But YooShi Labs incubated and giving technical support to transfer from the traditional gamepad to a blockchain GameFi. So that's the second part of YooShi. The third part of YooShi is the P2E guild Aliens, which is we have collaborating with a lot of guilds, mostly like Unix, DUK, LKG. Those are our members in our P2E Aliens, and that's for to educate the players or users or the new people who join into blockchain GameFi and giving them supports to teach them how to play the games and how to do the things on blockchain. Also, it can help the players or users to get more profits from GameFi things. So these three parts combine together to make YooShi, as now we having done for 2 games, and we are having several games are coming. Yeah, so this is how YooShi works for now. Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Vincent, for this introduction of you and of YooShi as well. Jamie, tell us a little bit about you, and if you want also to share a little bit more about Vulcan Forged. Oh, you're in mute, just in case.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I'm the CEO of Vulcan Forged. So Vulcan Forged is, well, we're a game studio, I suppose we'd say we are now, not a crypto company. We're a game studio that uses NFTs and GameFi. People probably know us best for Vulcan Verse, which is behind me. You know, got the different quadrants of the underworld and deserts and all sorts. An open world MMO. We've got 11 games to our roster. Yeah, the main headquarters is in Greece. There's about 15, 16 of us here, 50 of us worldwide, and we just enjoy making games, really, and just encompassing the whole GameFi wave and the whole metaverse, everything it can offer. So yeah, that's an overview of who we are.
Awesome. Thank you very much to both of you for introducing yourselves. So let's start with today's panel. And before this, I want to tell anyone who's watching that feel free to send your questions as well. We will probably address them as well. So don't hesitate to send them if you're either watching on YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Yeah, maybe we can learn a thing or two with these questions as well. So this first question will be for Vincent. So how are you? You kind of already told us, but let's go more. Let's go deeper to how are you leveraging NFTs and tokens for the games that you are incubating and supporting.
Yep. So the relationship between NFT and tokens is worth pondering. As important parts of the project, NFT and tokens together constitute an important ecosystem of the YooShi ecosystem. YooShi endorse NFT and tokens with the different energies, each rooted in different systems. Also, there is a corresponding connection between NFT and YooShi tokens. So first, NFT can be used to earn YooShi tokens and also be used for IGO of projects incubated by YooShi. And YooShi tokens will be burned in the later operation stage of the incubation projects to achieve deflation. YooShi will then explore the relationship between NFT and YooShi tokens to make better use of both things. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. And Jamie, how about you? How are you leveraging NFTs and native tokens in your games? And we can start over from there.
Yeah, I don't think we're leveraging them dissimilar to most sort of games are, really. I mean, anything we can allow that can be owned, we kind of allow it to be owned. So of course, land in Vulcanverse can be, or Vulcanite, the weapons, shields. And I guess that's really pretty much what the metaverse is for a lot of blockchain gaming projects. It's the idea of ownership within your own economy. And of course, our token, PYR, however you want to pronounce it, is obviously used to fuel the marketplace fees and settlement to buy things. And we've got a secondary token Lava, which you can earn as you play. So yeah, I mean, the beautiful thing about sort of blockchain is that you can insert these immutable tokens and coins and create this economy. But yeah, nothing out of the ordinary in terms of how we implement. NFTs.
Okay, awesome. Well, now this is an open question for either of you two or to both of you if you want to answer both of you guys. So, what's in your opinion, what's the most impactful feature that native tokens or NFTs are having over the gaming experience for gamers?
I'll take it only because I'm unmuted, and this is what we
Awesome.
think of it. Honestly, I mean, NFTs, I think they change everything. Not so much the gaming experience. What they're doing is actually taking the concept of gaming and making it something completely different. Like, and I think that's the one thing I kind of reinforce when I sort of give these sort of interviews on my perspective of what the metaverse is and how NFTs are using gaming. Is we're not sort of changing how gaming works, but the idea of owning it and sort of giving value to these things which have an impact on you in real life. It's a whole new sector, like this whole new sort of economies within virtual worlds. I mean, yeah, sure, Vulcanverse, you know, or any sort of virtual land or decentralized world, you've got like some gameplay and you've got fighting, foraging, quest, and all that stuff. But what's really is getting the audience interested in the demographics in it is that, you know, you own it, you can sell it, you can trade it, or you can stake and earn real things. So I think, you know, the whole blockchain gaming thing for me, they don't work as more. I think it's something much bigger, and we're seeing that sort of emerge this year, I think.
Yeah, Vincent.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's to protect the players' interests. NFT are completely owned by players, which is a new form of cooperation between the NFT and the GameFi, and also an expansion of NFT in the GameFi field. So players are qualified to play the game and earn income after obtaining NFT and can trade NFT in the market at will. Also, players can decide whether to stay or leave at any time to realize the decentralization of the game. So, yeah, I think this is the main thing of blockchain, right? Because like you 100% own the NFT and you can trade it at any time that you want, whatever from which project. Yeah.
Yes. Well, it's definitely changing the experience in terms of you can actually do, or after you're done with your playing session or your playing time, you can do whatever you want with your assets. And it kind of reminds us to how transformative was a few years ago, the free-to-play games that changed also how gamers experience um, the gaming industry or the gaming sector. So, to both of you as well, to whoever wants to answer this, do you think that integrating tokens? I'm sorry. Do you think that there's a shift in the gaming experience that's similar to this that you experienced a few years ago with this this free-to-play games, or is it? Do you see it different? Do you see the impact is a lot larger than it was before? How do you think it will impact us?
Go ahead, YooShi.
Yeah. Is it like sorry, can you pardon me? The questions, I was kind of like losing connections.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries. No worries.
Is it the third question?
Yeah. If there's a shift in the gaming experience.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So, well, this is Megatron, who's like specific is unknowable. But one thing can be sure that it will have a profound impact on the traditional game industry. Under the current economic situation and the industry development, the traditional game industry has encountered certain bottlenecks. It provides a new possible, I think it's a new possible development direction for the development of traditional games. Based on the current situation, tokens and NFT will be the development direction of the traditional games. So one of YooShi's goal is to open up the channel between traditional games and blockchain, allow traditional game players know the GameFi and YooShi, and help the development of the blockchain. So this part also is a connection between the discretion and also the description that I said in the beginning of the streaming, because the YooShi gamepad is doing like what I said. we are trying to incubate more traditional games into the blockchain and GameFi area now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, regarding transforming the gaming industry, I mean, utterly, it's as I said before, it's a complete new vehicle which we're creating right now. And in some ways, you could say it's a little bit scary, because not only is it an unknown industry we're entering, but you're creating things which affect lives. Whether it's a play to earn model or NFT trading, you're inserting value on your inputs and your integration into these virtual worlds, which has an impact on how you are in your everyday life. So I say brutal's a bit too hard, but it's a lot more dog eat dog than it would be sort of just playing a game and trying to get the highest score. And I always say this in interviews, and probably people bored of me of saying it, but like I said, a couple of years ago when we created the idea of NFTs in games, we thought gaming industry, NFT market, both really massive. Let's combine them. It'll be this huge industry. But what we found is sort of the gamers on one side don't really have that much sort of care for NFTs, and the crypto gamers are more sort of concerned about earning. So where's that middle ground of it all? But as we created Vulcanverse and some more games, you realize it's an entirely new demographic. They're not really solid gamers, they're not really kind of crypto owners, but it's this kind of involvement in like second life with money, real money. It's like a virtual economy. So I think we're still too early to see how far it will go or what will happen. The definition of metaverse changes from different sort of studios and companies. You've got Facebook. I don't really think they stress so much on the blockchain part, whereas blockchain games do. So it's also new. So I think it's not only transforming, it's just an utterly new industry.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're kind of creating this new industry, as you're saying. However, I've seen some, and already Vincent already told us that one of the games that they have supported, DNA Cat, has integrated blockchain and NFTs and these features into a traditional game. So, do you
Yes.
think that integrating these tokens and NFTs in traditional gaming will actually transform the industry in the next few years? What's your opinion on this?
I'll take this one. I mean, it's hard to know. I know Ubisoft recently sort of said they were going to delve into the NFT space, and I think it had quite a lot of mixed reactions. I know they've been involved in the blockchain gaming sphere for a long time, but there are a lot of solid mainstream gamers which are very sort of, I wouldn't say critical, but they were outspoken on the idea. Same with like real artists and NFT. They're not really ready to move into sort of digital art NFTs. I know sort of mainstream artists have said, "Oh, I'm going to do an NFT," and their community absolutely, said, "No, carbon this, carbon that. We don't want to do this." So I don't think the whole mainstream game community is ready yet. Whether or not it will be, I think the measurement of success of something is when a child in a playground sort of mocks another child for not having a certain sort of thing, which is like the cool part of it. So I think when kids in the playground say, "But is it an NFT? Do you really own it?" I think that's when we'll know that NFTs are a part of central gaming.
Yes, absolutely. Vincent, do you want to add something to this question?
Yep. So because like for the traditional game, it's kind of like a really different than the GameFi things, because for now, I mean, like for before when people play the game, so they actually just playing it, whatever they purchasing inside of the game, equipment or characters, those kind of things. They players, they are not owning them, so that's the main thing. So blockchain, when GameFi has invited, and now like people who is playing this, like I said, like they are 100% owning their NFTs, like whatever is the equipment or characters, they are own, the players own their NFT for themselves. But like it's not like before, like those things are belongs to the game company. So that's the main thing that I believe like a more traditional game will transform from the traditional way into the GameFi area. Yeah, so I think that's the most important reason.
Yeah, and what's the role of this? What do you think is or not do you think, how do you see or envision this will transform internal economics around, like in-game economics? Well, we've seen several use cases, and as you were saying, there's an opportunity for people to actually earn as well. But how do you think that this in-game economics will be impacted as well? And do you see people coming, more people and more people coming to these games because there's actually some economics behind this kind of games?
Well, that's the kind of dilemma that we ran into last year, and I think a lot of people that are building blockchain games are running into. What's the purpose of the user in the game? Are they going in there for enjoyment? In which case, do they even care about play to earn economics? Then a lot of people pay for games still. It's an enormous industry. It's like 20 times bigger than the blockchain game industry. People are happy to pay. And then you've got those that want to earn. Those that want to earn, do they even care about gameplay? I mean, we know Axie Infinity is wonderful. It's no Call of Duty, but people still play Axie Infinity. So is there a middle ground between the two of them? I do think there is. And I think you've got to sort of balance them both. If you can sort of incentivize gameplay combining with the economics, then that's when you kind of what's the word? You do combine them. There is a synergy between sort of, without economics, you can incentivize gamers to level up through hit points or experience points or flashy lights. Now you can do it through earnings a bit more, but you're always going to ask yourself, why is that person really in the game? And is it a game if they're just in there to make money? So yeah, hard to know.
Yeah, definitely a dilemma. Vincent?
Yeah, because like to myself, like the game is just a game. So people know about like Axie Infinity, and they know like about their profits if they play the game, probably a couple dollars or $10, something like that. But like compared with the investment that they did before, is the ROI is a thing that they have to consider about it. But like that thing who should consider about the ROI is the people who really wanted to earn from the game. But like I mentioned, like a game to me is just a game. So you have different players. Parts of the players, they wanted to just play the game because if you have a good game, people just wanted to play it, and they are willing to purchase for the characters or the equipments or anything in the game. But like for the other parts of the players, they probably just wanted to earn from the game, which is the P2E is attracting a lot of people to join in the GameFi things. But like Jamie has said, you're really hard to know like what kind of players you're having, because like probably some players, they play the game at the first and then they see the earnings and then they decide, oh, let's keep playing it because the game is a good game, and then in the meanwhile you're getting some profits, so why not playing it? But like compared with the traditional games, like you can only just you can only do purchasing but not earning, right? So that's I think, yeah, it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. But like but whatever both kind of the players is welcome to join GameFi, right? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And I do believe that apart and additionally to the game being fun, one fundamental feature for gamers to stay with this kind of games is also the communities that are built around the games themselves, and it's they play a big role certainly in making people go and experience the game in a whole different way. But yes, there's also another question I wanted to ask you. Do you consider that it's possible to launch a blockchain game based on NFTs only, or do you think that native tokens should be essential for this?
I think by definition, as long as it includes blockchain, I think you can kind of call it a blockchain game. I suppose, yeah, you could have a game which just has a play to earn economy within it. You sort of do X, Y, and Z, and you sort of earn the token. It's a good question now. I'm unsure of any games that have just tokens in their game and not NFTs. I think if you've got the blockchain, and you've got the tokens, you might as well use NFTs as well, because the whole ownership part of it, I think, is one of the most exciting parts of gaming. I think that's more exciting than the play to earn economy, which I also think is very, very hard to make sustainable. And it's a real minefield for developers to kind of get that right, to not make it just some empty hole, at the sort of black hole that sort of consumes all the money. So I think NFT ownership is far more interesting and exciting than trying to design an economy and lure people with carrots of free money. But yeah, I guess either or, as long as it's got something blockchain in, you can call it a blockchain game.
Sure.
Yeah.
Vincent, do you want to add something? Sorry.
Yeah, I think this is a really good question. So I have read some articles and the personal analysis on this issue, but the moment when the experiment is insufficient and most of the projects have not yet been produced at least proves that it is not suitable for the current market at this stage. However, from a long-term perspective, the users should obtain in-game assets such as equipment, decorations, things like that in the P2E version when there is only NFTs. It will run well, I believe, if the economic model is reasonable, but the economic model requires great efforts and many trials. I'm not denying, but I think that's why this is a blockchain, right? Because NFT and the native tokens both are the new things in the area. So, well, it's hard to say, but we are willing to see the difference coming. We would like to see once there is only NFT obtained in the GameFi. Yeah. Well, everything is possible though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's excited to see how it will go in the future. There's actually a question from the audience that I wanted to address. It's addressed to Jamie, but Vincent, of course, feel free to add something if you like as well. So if you happen to design an ideal blockchain to support gaming, play to earn, metaverses, and a social ecosystem platform, what features do you think are essential to be able to convince both developers as well as non-crypto gamers to join in, stay, and increase their experience?
I could take this question, but I can't lie. This is one of our community members, and they're addressing Elysium, which is our blockchain coming out, which is we're planting trees around the world when they use it. It's uses our gas. So I think it's a biased question. They're trying to set me up for a shield. So I think it's probably better if YooShi takes this question.
Vincent, here's a question just in case.
Yeah. I have read it, and well, I mean, it's really hard to tell. So, if any kinds of the feature, I'm thinking these are essential to be and to put it on. Then, well, I haven't think about this question before. It's really hard to tell. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll leave it in the comments, and if you ever want to come back to Twitch,
Yeah,
I think it's
but
the question is coming from.
Right, but I at least one thing, because a couple questions ago, we have talked about the traditional game transform into the GameFi, and I have named two kinds of players. Well, for players who wants to play a game, the most important thing is the game has to be a good game, right? Like a good quality of the pictures, gameplays, those kind of things. So probably some players join in the game, and because they heard about it, it's a play to earn. So they decide to try if they can earn some profits. But after they join in and they say, oh yeah, they see the game has a really good quality, and then everything is interesting, and they decide to keep playing it because of the reason of play to earn. So, well, if you wanted to put on any features of it, it's got to be a good quality of the game. Well, I think this is my answer. That's the only thing that I can answer to this question for now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, it was a tricky question for sure, but I want to invite anyone else from the audience to send their questions as well. But okay, let's move on to my next question is: have we already discovered all the possibilities NFTs can offer to the overall gaming experience, or it's still very nascent in some way?
Absolutely not. Yeah, definitely not. And I think this is what's so exciting. And I think if you're a developer in blockchain gaming, and you care about blockchain gaming, you'll find this is the most exciting part of it all. How far can we push this? Just like ownership with anything in real life. Once you establish that and it can't be taken away from you, and it gives value to something, and it has the same value in the digital world as it will do in the real world, if you set it, of course, then literally the options are endless. I mean, I don't know. I sound so sort of, what's the word? Not catastrophic, but what's when you something's apocalyptic. I sound apocalyptic. I worry like where this industry is going. But it is. I mean, once you start incorporating VR with NFTs and real tokens and real money, I mean, where it could go is a little bit scary philosophically. But absolutely, right now we have, there's only a few virtual world metaverses around. A lot more blockchain games around than there were before. Companies like Meta, Facebook are saying they're going to enter it. A lot of big companies are saying they're going to enter it. So we're literally at the tip of it. And I don't know. I'll be very curious and interested to see where it goes. But wherever it goes, we'll be close behind it, making sure to keep on top of the trends, because that's what we do at Vulcan Forged.
Awesome.
That's the spirit, Jamie. Thank you. Since we're approaching near to the end of this panel, I just want to remind everyone that if you do have questions and you'd like to ask them now, you can do so in the comments, and we'll address questions. But also, we're broadcasting live on Twitter, and YouTube and Twitch. So feel free also to add your comments in there, and we'll get back to you there so that we can continue the conversation beyond this panel.
Thank you, Serena. So, Vincent, do you want to add something to the previous question? This is, do you think that we have already unveiled all the possibilities NFTs and tokens can offer to the gaming experience? What's your take on this?
Yeah, I can sum up some experience from DNA Cat and the Star Moon. So those two projects are incubated by us, and so NFT can increase the playability of the game, and it can be obtained with the game in various forms, which requires the design, creativity, and the economic model of the game team. However, we also found a problem in the progress. That is, too many NFTs may increase the entry threshold for players, which is not friendly to novice players. In this case, the game project team needs to make certain adjustments to the system mechanism, and YooShi we will explore more gameplays and develop together with those two projectors, also the coming games. But that's the experience for now from our side, because we have incubated games, and those games are already online, and also we're having coming games. So we're we're keeping study how the players and the users see the results from the NFTs and those kind of things from our gamepad. But for now, like I said, it's more like it's more like for the player side. So if there is too many NFTs, it will definitely increase the entry level for players. Yeah,
absolutely. Serena?
I was aiming to the last question we have for today's panel, but also asking this quick one to Jamie, since JK is asking. Jamie, what's the most bullish thing that you think is coming out from Vulcan Forged? So, what are you expecting?
Well, thanks for the setup.
We're taking all questions here, so.
Okay, great. Yeah, no, we do have Elysium coming out, which is our own blockchain, and it's pretty cool in the fact that every sort of transaction you use, it plants trees. We've got these 60,000 acres sort of in various countries, which the more the gas is used to burn, the more trees sort of get grown. And we have got some enormous fashion labels coming to Elysium, which are under NDA, and I can't announce them, and it just sounds like I'm Justin Sun doing an announcement, but I'm really not. And I know the Vulcan community are tuning in, they want to hear something today, so I'll tell them that Peer will be on Elysium chain, and it will burn lava as you're using it. So I know people wanted to know if lava is going to be burned enough. We are going to be putting PYR on our own blockchain. So thank you for the setup, community. I appreciate that very much.
Okay, thanks for answering, Jamie. So our final question for you guys today is about any advice and tips you want to give for any blockchain gaming project that is trying to find the best protocol for its native token or NFTs. So this is for anybody out there who would want to start off in this field, and what suggestions you're going to give them. Maybe we can start with Vincent.
Yeah. So like at present, like there are a certain number of blockchain games on the market right now. Well, like anyone or any team wanted to start for the GameFi or blockchain game, so they can summarize a lot of experience from like us or the other projectors. So carry out more tests before the game starts. Compared with the contract, the quality of the game and the model of the game are equally important. So my only advice is to make games with concentrated attention. Team members should be responsible. That's the most important thing. So people who make the project are more important than the other project itself. YooShi has always been doing it so far. So yeah, because we keep doing this, like we are like following our own rules, and we keep doing it well. So yeah, so this is the, I think this is the most important things. Well, be responsible to your players and to your projectors. Yeah.
Definitely a great advice. Thank you for that, Vincent. And Jamie, how about you?
Yeah, I don't think it really sort of matters in the great scheme of things where your NFTs and tokens go. I mean, of course, I could just sort of promote our own blockchain, but at the end of the day, the end users don't care so much. The one thing I've noticed in the gaming industry, between I speak to most of the other gaming companies, blockchain companies, and there's such a better collaboration between everyone. You know, back in 2018, it was my token's better than your token, and our blockchain is faster than yours. But all the gaming projects I've met have been incredibly open to collaboration, and the whole which chain you're using, no one really cares anymore. You know, and NFTs and NFT, as long as it's not a crappy chain and it's decentralized, then you're good. But obviously, gas fees being low and speed, these essentials are there. But most chains offer this now, anyway, I think.
That's true. Yes, I think collaborations is the key word for the year, definitely. Well, guys, it's been a real pleasure having you on the virtual stage at the BGA. Thanks everyone who's been watching and asking questions, great comments. Thank you all. It's been a great panel for today, lots of following. So thanks again. I just want to take this opportunity to remind you where you can find out more about all the different members at the BGA projects and upcoming event. So that's where you find us on Discord, Medium, Twitter, Telegram, on our website, of course, Twitch. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks again to Luis, who moderated this panel. Thanks again to our speakers, Vincent and Jamie. Best of luck with your projects, and we'll see you again, guys, next week. So thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
See you next week.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
Have a good day. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.